Man, what are we on? Like third or fourth video of the day? There's so much happening, and I just happen to have so much time. And I'm streaming later today. Imagine that. So, dude, this person that we're about to discuss got ratioed to the oblivion. I don't know if I've ever seen one this bad, if I can be completely honest, right? If I could be completely honest, I don't think I've seen a ratio this fast. I'm trying to get the numbers because it's going to be a little more difficult. I'm going to show you guys a tweet here in a little bit, but it's going to be a little more difficult to know the numbers as far as what they consist of. But last I checked, she had, as opposed to 12,000, I believe, she had like 3,000 likes with 12,000 comments. So, as expected, you got people with blue check marks coming to the defense of the Hollywood elites. If you don't know by now, I don't know where you've been, but even somebody like myself who does not watch any of this type of material, I don't watch award shows or anything like that, I stumbled across it. You can see the monologue everybody's discussing. It's like one of the most shared videos out right now. Lorraine, she writes with the LA Times, or at least, yeah, she's a TV critic through the LA Times, says Golden Globes move was already, I think she meant somber, thanks to an impeachment, threat of war with Iran, and Australian bushfires. Poor Hollywood. The last thing anyone needed was Ricky Gervais telling them they sucked. And of course, everybody, including myself, has some things to say. And the article itself doesn't really say anything. I mean, just going through the beginning of it. I'm trying to figure out where it was she said where she was. She started saying something about like he fell flat, even though he's the most talked about part of this. Forget the escapist magic of Hollywood. Nihilism was the name of the game when Ricky. So basically, what she's trying to say is, hey, this is supposed to be a jolly old time. They shouldn't have to worry about things like this. Now, granted, some of the people that came up there, they are NPCs after all. So they were going to ignore everything that he had to say. And you can make the argument that they were under no obligation to listen to him when he said, don't come up here trying to lecture people, talking about your politics, stuff like that. I believe there was some chick that was up there talking about women being the largest voter bloc and stuff like that. So people still went up there and apparently had that to say. But he still was up there saying what he had to say. He referenced Epstein. He referenced so much. And it seems to embody a lot of what other people like myself say. It was just surprising, and why it was refreshing for so many people is that one of their own was saying it to them and not just popping it off at some post, saying it to them as a host. So he had the mic. He's saying it to their face, essentially. That's what made this so unique, right? And made this trippy. But imagine this person, Lorraine Ali, imagine, God, dog it, man. Imagine having this position. Poor little Hollywood. Always lecturing everybody else about what they should do in terms of their political and social preferences. The difference, and really a lot of people argue in that regards, but they have the platform to do it. They used the platform that was given to them that had nothing to do with politics to use it as a means to promote their personal politics. And quite often the personal politics are the same thing across Hollywood. It's almost as if you don't have that sort of mainstream leftist position, then you maybe don't get gigs. I don't know how it works, but we do understand, and which Harvey Weinstein he was mentioned as well, and some of those guys' connection to him. We know that there's a lot of weird stuff going on in Hollywood. So my argument, I talked about this in the last video, was that these guys have never, ever been the beacon of morality. They've never been that. They've never been something that anybody should base morality off of, that them as a collective, if you dare criticize them as such. Now, I'm not saying that everybody in Hollywood has the same exact positions on everything. It seems the ones that are vocal do. I got to leave some sort of room for deviation, but the ones that aren't, they don't really say a lot. But the thing that I don't think she understands, Lorraine, is that this is a show at the end of the day. Much like some of their movies and stuff, this whole escapism thing is nonsense. This is a show. This is why you film it. This is why you have it aired nationally. Because the idea is for you guys, the Hollywood elites, to get together and congratulate each other. That's it. That's the whole point of the award show. And the peasants, if you will, get to watch you do your thing. And I'm not hating on anybody. Get your money, dog. Get your money. Get your money. I ain't mad. But this, you got to understand, Lorraine, where folks are coming from, is that you guys get positions, not you guys, not Lorraine necessarily, but, Hollywood elites, actors and actresses, unless they specifically had some sort of documentary that they were part of. Generally speaking, they have, like, how do I explain this? The vast majority of the support comes by way of the entertainment that they're part of. And that entertainment usually isn't divisive on the political end. Not saying that I'm not saying that it's like that all the time, because clearly not. But look, the vast majority of the media that these guys are part of, that they consume, everybody's watching it, everybody's a part of it from different political affiliations, ideologies, philosophies, and so forth. So you didn't get the position. You didn't you're not filling a position that's political. You didn't get in the position because of your politics in terms of having, let's say, a successful movie, because the consumers are all generally all around. Yet you, for the most part, seems now, definitely post 2016, you get a part of these award shows, then you try to lecture people on what they should do, how they should be thinking. You just list Orange Man bad and so forth. What Ricky did that was refreshing, which is why so many people that are even on the other end of the political aisle find refreshing, is that he turned a mirror on you guys. He's one of you guys, but he turned a mirror on you guys. Like, bro, y'all really ain't all that. In fact, you guys co-signed some bad things. So you're not really in no position to try to lecture folks. And he's right. That's not a lie. That's just what it is. That's what it is. But imagine looking at this and being like, hey, man. Hey. There's so much going on in the world. So much impeachment talk. Threat of war. Australia has bushfires. Ricky, why would you dare? How could you dare say that? How dare you say that to these Hollywood elites? How could you do that? Ain't that something else, right? And then again, some of them still went on and made their political statement. Of course, that's always fine, but God forbid somebody be like, maybe y'all ain't in a real position to be taken serious. Let's say that. You're not really in a position to be taken serious. Clutch pearls, fake couch. That's the last thing anyone needed. We didn't need that. It's the first thing people needed, and that's why so many people are sharing it around, and you got folks like my big head self, which don't even watch the Golden Globes, talking about it. Because I love when y'all get told about y'all stuff. That's fantastic. because quite often it goes ignored. When are you ever think about this? Come on, Hollywood elites. When are you ever criticized or forced to answer a tough question? You think these access media types are asking you about Harvey or anything like that? All the crooked stuff that we hear about that you guys turn a blind eye to, the organizations, even the corporate entities, the politicians you bark dance for? Who's holding your feet to the fire in access media being like, hey, man, but what about this, and this that you a part of? When do they ever do that? Hardly ever, because they know they got to play ball. God forbid somebody actually said something about you guys. Force you to feeling the cringe in the air, right? You could just see the camera, or if you're watching the monologue and the cringe, everybody knows sharing. What is it? Tom Hanks sharing his little deal, and everybody's like, "Oh man, like this is tough." Yeah, it's tough. Lorraine, get a grip, get control.